This is part two. Haven't decided what I'm gonna call these two videos. I'm thinking more about respect to stop. But because I'm making confessions as well, you know, I have things to say. Okay, one, you know, I've been bullied all my life. I've been a street fighter for the majority of it. For like 6 to 12, I was a street fighter. From 12 to 15, I rarely got into fights until I was like 15. When I turned 15, I got into a lot more fights. Not as many as from 6 to 12, but I got into a lot of more fights. You know, most of them turned out to be more argumentative than physical, except for that one week where two was argumentative and two was physical, which I mentioned in the other video about, people picking. And then the last one, which was like I was in my 20s, with a guy I went after with the fucking stick. It's either in my mid-20s or my early 30s. I don't really remember, but I know I went after him with the walking tall stick. So anyway, as I said, and as hypocritical as it sounds, here's how the facts of life pretty much are. You have choices in life. And when someone tells you to stop and you refuse to stop, you can't get mad at the ass whooping that they throw you because you had the option to stop. And most people don't want to stop until someone makes them stop. And that's a problem. Alright? So again, I'm a fighter. Alright? And I'm going to carry that to me, something to me until I die. I'm always going to be a fighter. I'm never going to stop fighting. I will never stop fighting until the end. So I'm going to put it to you like this in a fucking nutshell. If you can't fight, again, first, keep your mouth shut. Two, it's not that you can't learn. You can go take boxing lessons. I don't know if the YMCA still exists and if they do that, but you can find someone to teach you boxing. Mr. Banks down the street does boxing, and he's an old fella, and his children were good at boxing, so he may still have some reserves left to teach you boxing. Mr. Dillard's son was a boxer, and these are guys in my neighborhood. And, I don't know if they can come out of retirement and coach you or whatever, but yeah, my nephew's dad was a boxer. So these guys, if you can find them, they may be able to teach you how to box, But I will tell you, because I've never gone and got a knife or a gun, except for in the 3 cases that I mentioned, because I got a rifle for the same guy twice. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I was done playing with him. I was between 18 and 20 when I got that shotgun, rifle, whatever. And it was one of my sister's baby daddies. And they kept on fucking with me, And I said, and every time I tried to fight them, my mom would always save him. My mom tried to run over me a couple of times with her van to save this fucker. So, one day he was fucking with me. And my stepfather had a rifle in the room. I didn't know he had a rifle in the room. I also didn't know that the bitch was loaded, but I knew how to shoot the son bitch. At least I thought I knew how to shoot the son bitch. I learned in the army that I can't shoot with shit, which was probably going to be that guy's saving grace. So, I got the rifle. I chased him out the house with the rifle. I cocked the rifle. I pulled the trigger on the rifle. But he got around the corner and no bullet dislodged. And we're in the city, so I was looking at some serious time. So, thank God that that rifle did not fire. Because you cannot discharge a firearm in the city, for one. And for two, now that Roy's place is there, this was before Roy's place existed, there was just swampland over there. So I planned on shooting him and dragging his body over there and just ending the problem. And as I said, if a guy like me, who loves to fight, has to go get a weapon, it's because I'm done playing games. See, fighting is a game. But fighting is also a way of life for me. And if you want to fight, we can do that. But if you want to keep on keeping on until I decide that I'm not going to let you do that shit anymore and I'm just going to fuck you up, then I got a gun. Alright? So at that point in time, let me go ahead and say it, I was a big fucking pussy. Because I went and got a gun to shoot somebody who wouldn't stop fucking with me. Now, the only reason in particular was, one, he was way underage, he was a fucking minor, so I couldn't beat him to death with my hands. And two, I wanted to end his shit forever. It was no fucking shoot him and wound him and send him to the hospital. No, I wanted to end his shit. Alright? So when a guy like me gets a gun, not only do I become the pussy that I'm calling all of y'all, but I'm getting this gun because I'm going to end this shit. It's not because I can't fight, because believe me, everybody who knows me knows I can fight. But you get to a point where anger consumes you, and anger had consumed me because this motherfucker was bothering me for years on end. And then we were blessed with his happy accidents with my sibling. But that is another story in itself. Now, I will tell you, if you aren't a fighter, then you shouldn't be running your mouth. Simple as that. You shouldn't be running your mouth. You shouldn't be doing stuff to make people want to beat your ass in the first place, which goes back to you shouldn't be running your mouth. You shouldn't be going around picking fights with people. You shouldn't be going around starting shit, instigating. You shouldn't be doing any of that. But there are a lot of us out here who do that. I have never instigated a fight. I will say I have been goaded into a couple of fights. I have been instigated into a couple of fights, and those were between grade school and high school. And they happened. You know, they shouldn't have happened, but, you know, when you have people in your ear telling you something and other people telling someone else something because they know that you don't like that person and that person doesn't like you, the next thing you know, they're going to watch the clash, alright? They're not going to have nothing to do with the fight. They're just going to be like, yeah, I got James all upset. This motherfucker's ready to go fuck this nigga up. Oh, I got such and such all upset. He's getting ready to go fuck James up, alright? And that's kind of how that shit happened. And then when the fight's over, you're like, okay, what the fuck were we fighting for? You know, I left names off for a reason. And then there were other fights that I will always be ashamed of, and I have apologized to this one person 20,000 times, and still apologizing. You know who you are. I'm sorry. And I know that it was not all my fault because I was forced to do it, but I knew right from wrong, and I had the advantage because I knew martial arts. So again, I am sorry. Again, I'm leaving names off for a reason. Mostly it's a respect thing. But, you know, when you come up fighting, you know, like by force, not by course, because mine was by force. When you come up fighting, the world is a different conundrum. It is a different organism of how the hell did this happen? You know, versus what is going on, you know. And for me, fighting is all I ever knew. So when we moved out the projects and moved over to Rougemont, which is basically an upgrade from the projects because there's still bad people in a slightly nicer neighborhood. And the reason I say that is because when we moved over here, I had just turned 16. At least I think I was turning 16. I might have been 16. I don't remember. But I know my last summer with my dad was like my 15th birthday or my 16th birthday. I had a couple of concussions, so bear with me. Anyway, when we first moved over here, first thing I said was, finally a neighborhood where I don't have to fight people because I have curly hair. I don't have to fight people because they see that my mom looks white. I don't have to fight people because boys are lusting after my sisters. I don't ever have to fight anymore. When we moved over here, the first thing I thought when we finally got here, because my dad and I didn't know where the fuck we were, where they moved to, but when we finally got here, and my dad dropped me off and he went home, like the very next day, hadn't been here but a day, I started having problems. You know, I started getting odd looks first, because, you know, being mixed, you're going to get odd looks. And then within a week, we had like 2 weeks before summer was over. And that's back when you started going to school, like right at the end of August. And this dude jumped me in the park while I had just went back to the park because we just got our dog. I just took the dog to the bathroom, and then I brought the dog back, and I wanted to go check out the park. So I went to check out the park, and I'm leaving this guy's name off. He knows who he is. And I had to choke him out 3 times. Alright? Now, like I said, I've been a street fighter all my life. I am a martial artist. But before I was a martial artist, I was a street fighter. And again, it was by force, not by course. And when I went to the park, I was like, wow, the park's behind my house. I don't have to run all the way up the hill to the big kids park or the basketball court or the little kids park in the projects. I can just go behind my house because that was like a new thing for us. And if you even wanted to go to the park in the projects, you had to walk a country fucking mile because we lived on 811E. So either way, we would have to walk up the hill to the park or to the basketball court and the sprinkler system and all the other shit. So, we didn't live close enough to the park where you could walk out the door and go straight to the park. And, all kids love parks. That's what they were made for. They were made for kids to have entertainment. So, going to the park, and this guy, I'm in the park. He's not letting me leave the park. All right? He's bigger than me. He's a good 5'8", and I'm a good 5'1", maybe 5'2". I haven't gotten much bigger since I'm only 5'3.5", and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, let me step this way, get out this big guy's way, And when I stepped that way, he stepped that way. I was like, dude, I'm trying to go home. Let me go. He's like, nah, this is my park, this is my neighborhood, and you don't do nothing until I say you do something. And I'm like, look, man, I don't know you, you don't know me, I don't want no fucking problems. Do not make me hurt you. Now, mind you, before that, I'm coming off of a victory of a guy like 2 times bigger than this guy. The guy I fought over in the projects made this guy look small. So, I'm thinking, I don't want to hurt this motherfucker because I'm still jazzed up from beating a guy 3 times my size. So a guy like 2 times my size wasn't going to be shit, right? Bad way of thinking, but, I know what I'm fully capable of. This is before I started learning stuff from a Green Beret. However, all of my uncles, except for 2, 1 on each side, have been in the military. So I have learned some military tactics from the fucking 60s and the 70s. I've learned some chokeholds that you wouldn't believe exist. And I'm pretty good with them. So, I decide I'm going to walk away by going the other way. And he steps in front of me again. I say, all right, look, man, don't make me hurt you. And this asshole looks at me and he laughs in my face. You can't hurt me, little guy. One of those cocky ass guys. And I was like, all right, dude, I'd have warned you twice. Now I'm going to go home and you're going to let me go home or I'm going to hurt you. He laughed in my face again and then he went to grab me. And just like a fucking spider monkey, I was on his back. And I had him in a cobra clutch. Well, I had him in a chokehold, like a sleeper. So I had him in this one. This was the first one. I had this under his throat, and I rocked him up, and I wrapped my legs around him, and I put my left leg in front of him, and I put my right knee in the back. So I looked kind of fucked up. But I had him, And he's like, okay. So he went down. I said, now this was going to happen. I'll tell you guys this before. So long and short, I let him go, and then we got it again. And I put him in this one, but this time it was over on this side because this is my stronger arm. So I figured if I rear neck and choke his shit, he's going to stop. So my dumb ass let him go again. And he wanted to fight me one more time. And then I put him in this one where his head's in that little triangle. And I was like, I will break your fucking neck. So like I said, I'm a fighter. I don't need any weapons. I know what the fuck I'm doing. The trick is I have to get to you to implement the skills that I know. And so when I put him in that chokehold, this time I had both my knees in his back. And I was up on him high. And I said, if I twist the right way, I'm going to snap your fucking neck. You ain't got to worry about going home. You ain't got to worry about running the block. You ain't got to worry about nothing no more. Now mind you, my knees... I need this. My knees are like right there in his back. Right there. I'm 5'1". And he's like 6 even. Maybe 5'8". And I got my knees in his back and I got his head between here. And I told him, I do the right thing at the right time. I'm gonna snap your fucking neck. It's done. You ain't got to worry about none of that shit. So I let him go. He never bothered me again. But I told him, I said, look, you can have the block. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with my family. We're good. Because I don't want the block. I just want to live in peace. And after that, you know, I never got into another fight until I got my eye jacked by the guy whose van my cousin stole. And that wasn't even a fight. That was a straight loss because he broke my glasses, cut my eye, and I couldn't get out the seatbelt. Now, I will make a third video about that. Yeah, so here we go.